Seemingly overnight, they no longer have the same oomph or spark like they used to. Do they ever complain about the world as being so boring, it's nothing like it is on the games they're playing on their phone? Are they constantly yelling at the top?
Okay, okay. Hello, YouTube! We apologize for the delay and for the week that we missed. We kind of had some technical difficulties that we had to resolve, but that is out of the way. We are here with you. We are here with our lovely co-host. We are here with our lovely producer. Show it up to Malcolm. And welcome to another episode of Enjoy the Buzz. How's your week been, man?
Long week. I've literally, if I'm home, it's just been catch up on sleep or catch up on work for other people.
Unfortunately, no, this week has been pretty overloaded for a lot of us, though. Because, sometimes, we have to go out and get some respite in other different places, but sometimes vices can be a little too strong.
Yeah, and, they could be great. It could be a good thing for sure, but, sometimes, the scent of a waifu could be a little too intoxicating, and, you get hooked on these little iPhone games, and I just wanted to build an entire harem and just OP destroy everybody with it, So,
but those games are specifically designed to be super addicting. So what happens when the game gets a little too addictive for some people? I think the best way to kind of figure that out is to check out what we have we were asked to do some, spokespeople type stuff. So let's check out to see what we got.
Yeah, we're strings kind of, not the good kind.
Alright, let's go ahead and watch.
Hello. Have you ever noticed a drastic shift in behavior from a friend or loved one? Seemingly overnight, they no longer have the same oomph or spark like they used to. Do they ever complain about the world as being so dull, so boring, it's nothing like it is on the games they're playing on their phone? Are they constantly yelling at the top of their lungs that they cannot get their favorite waifu during their little cell phone gacha event? Well then, we're here to help.
Here at Raccoon Revelations, our focus is on healing and reintroducing our guests into the world that they once loved. Being the world's premier and only rehabilitation center that's focused on curing the addiction of gacha games, we are focused and are able to get the best staff across the entire world. With our state-of-the-art facilities, we're able to utilize many different forms of therapy. However, we do pride ourselves on using simulated therapy sessions to make sure our guests are able to come to terms with their own vices and overcome them effectively. Our simulated therapy sessions have been proven to be unbeatable. Don't believe me? Come on, let's go ahead and see one in action. And in this simulation, one of our guests is faced with a tough decision. Reacclimate to the world by going out with his friends, or stay home and play the game that he's been spending too much time out. But in order to find out, let's see how this plays out.
My guy, it's hot boy summer, you do know that right now, right? You don't want to go out, get some poon poon, meet some friends, have a good time, bro, put that away.
Yeah, no. I'm not going broke today. Not today. I gotta grind these missions, bro. Like, bro, they're having a My Hero Academia crossover. Next
Okay,
week,
bro,
I
like
believe.
your parents paid for the Baja Fest tickets, you know, we'll take you, bro. We'll have a good time.
Okay, but like, I'm about to get Mount Lady on my team, and I need her on my team. Tomorrow when I unlock her, oh my god.
It's just
gonna-
like hand
You're
drawn.
gonna be bodacious. Yes, fuck. You know what? You're right. I probably should go to this party.
See? Another win in the books. No more Primo gems to worry about. Ha ha!
I didn't realize how bad my addiction was until my ex-girlfriend pointed out to me. And I quote, "You spent our entire anniversary just rolling for characters and you didn't even look at me, not even once." But, you know, I didn't realize how bad it was until I checked my bank account statement and I realized I spent the entire savings that I was using from my engagement ring that I was gonna get to her on Puzzles and Dragons. You already know how that goes. But I checked into
I was checked into Raccoon Revelations out of my own free will and have been better ever since.
But I was checked into Raccoon's Revelations out of my own free will, and I've been better ever since. Did I say that line right? Is that right? Alright, cool.
So keep us in mind if you notice that someone that you care about is falling into the trap of gacha games. There is no better rehabilitation than Raccoon Revelations, even if the competition actually existed. And remember, here at Raccoon Revelations, our door is always open for those who are seeking help. And in this facility, success is guaranteed.
Fuck this shit!
Hey, you're not leaving anywhere without this lobotomy.
No. Stop recording that right now. Stop recording it right now.
Hello again. That was a lot more of a hard cut than we expected. So we should learn our run times next time. But, you know, that sketch, it's kind of playing around with a little bit, kind of horror elements, you know?
Ominous, a little
Yeah,
spooky.
you know, Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele used to say all the time that, you know, horror and comedy are kind of the same kind of aspect.
I think
so.
they go like, you know, everyone was like super surprised when they're like, wow, Jordan Peele is moving on into horror. Like, this is crazy. Like, how did this happen? No one expected. I was like, bro, like, are you kidding me? Like, my two biggest like favorite genres to watch are horror comedies. Like, they're meant to be together. They're like glorious. Because like you have the tension and you have the relaxation. Like, think about it. Like, I don't want to get too political, but like, you know, those like the Israel-Palestinian war, right? And we had a lot of scary TikTok like videos that came out of it. But the survivors and the people who were like in the fucking streets were like still trying to make jokes and like try to like, you know, wrap their heads around it with comedy. So like the two definitely like.
As Robin Williams once said, tragedy plus time equals comedy. So hopefully, you know, we're trying to dig into some of that. But again, you know, that's just again trying to experiment a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully, just let us know as the viewer if this is, you know, we're kind of hitting the right beats. Again, we're trying to do as much experimental stuff, and we have a lot of cool new things kind of going in the woodworks in production and in the writing process and stuff like
We got
that.
a new camera angle. Look
We
at
got a new
that.
camera angle. See, you know, this is a whole brand new world. We don't.
And let's cheers to the camera angle.
Cheers to the camera angle.
Get him out the mini.
But it's been a wild week. It's been so wild, I can't even open my beer. It lets you show just how, you know, off the rails this week has been.
I think this is the box.
We got a bad batch.
Bad.
Life is trying to beat us up.
Have you been watching The Bad Batch? Is it out yet?
It has been out. I have not because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, for those of you who do not know, but one of the biggest things that I have problems with is watching normal television series. And the Clone Wars just so happens to be...
Yeah, I definitely want to finish the Clone Wars before getting to it.
Yeah.
But I've seen the original movie when it came out in theaters, and I'm still nowhere near done to being close to done with fucking Clone Wars. It's long and
The
it's
Clone
great.
Wars is a great series, but man, is it long. And it's necessary. It really is, because, like, The one thing, you know, we're kind of seeing this with Marvel, we're seeing this with Star Wars, and we're seeing this with a lot of the other universes that have been popping up.
Right.
One second, one of the most important parts.
Cheers.
Cheers. I was hoping for a cling, but we didn't get that.
I held the glass tightly.
It's cool. One of the things I'm really enjoying is the fact that we have these like super large worlds that, you know, like Lord of the Rings is like one of the biggest like mythological universes and stuff like that. And like, we talked about this before, seeing all the different stories pop up, all the different little interactions, and how, you know, how do the stormtroopers react to the clone troopers? How do what happened to the separatist droids and stuff like that? All like these small little details and stuff that we get to explore through these shows. And Clone Wars specifically kind of does this the best.
I
absolutely.
think if it wasn't for Clone Wars, we wouldn't really be having shows like The Mandalorian. It really opened up like that. There's more to the main characters of Star Wars. It's more about the lore and like and everyone just living in the universes that they're trying to protect and what they're trying to do too. You know, it's not one person blowing up a Death Star. There's a lot of people trying to duke it out to save, you know, everyone's lives. You know.
You know, I never really thought about that, but it actually makes a ton of sense. The Clone Wars really did, in terms of like working with a well-established mythos. Really did set itself and kind of define it, because when you think about it, there's really like 3, maybe 4 main characters in the show, depending on like how you want to sway it.
Right.
It's like it's Anakin, it's Obi-Wan, and it's Ahsoka Tano. Like those are the 3 main characters, and you can argue.
And General Grievous, because he's like in literally
every episode. You can say either General Grievous or Yoda, because there are some frequent and stuff like that. But it's really awesome to see just how they're navigating these characters. But again, Bad Batch, I've heard nothing but praise for the show.
And it looks
It
amazing.
looks
The trailer
amazing.
looks good.
And from what I've been seeing in terms of like the whispers that I've allowed myself to kind of pay attention to that aren't spoiling stuff, it's really dark, it's really heavy, and it's like, okay, this is a whole part of the universe that you really did not ever kind of consider, but like
And
now
I'm so
that you have
glad
it,
Disney's allowing these kind of
Heck yeah.
experimentations, you know?
And, you
War
know,
is starting to like become kind of cool soon. We
It
have,
is,
the
it really
lineup
is.
coming up is going to be pretty badass.
one thing that I'm really enjoying is that like horror and like punk type things are like really making a resurgence again. And that's kind of fucking cool, man.
Yeah, honestly, I love the punk resurgence, bro.
I mean, mind you, we are really enjoying it.
In a weird way, though, too, like, you know, I get a lot of eyes, and, like, I feel like, you know, sometimes it's like, people like, oh, look at that punk rocker, you know, like, probably listen to devil music, and in my head, it's like, oh, they're staring at me because I'm a total hottie right now. That's what's going on in my mind.
Meanwhile, like, I'll get those looks. I'm like, if only you knew how often I listen to the Halo 3 soundtrack. Because apparently, I don't know. Oh, this happened. I forgot about to bring this up. I don't know if you saw this, but Spotify did this thing recently. It's kind of like their mid-year thing, where it's like, this is your vibe. This is what you're kind of doing. They did like, this is your sun sign artist. This is your moon sign artist, and this is your rising artist. You have to go in the app. You have to go in the app.
I went
and
through
check
the
it.
app and I got like 4 or 5 slides, but none of them was like your moon or anything like that.
Oh, it's like where you have the like it will show like 3
Oh
different
no,
artists.
you're right. Like what you listen to most at night and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Who I listened to most at night was the song specifically was "Collard Greens" by Schoolboy Q and Kendrick Lamar. That was your most unique thing about you is that you're the only one who listens to Collard Greens as much as you do at night. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm like honored at the same time in a weird way. Especially when I got that 1% for Schoolboy Q. I was like,
Funny thing
Yes,
for
son.
me, that song. I want you to guess what that song was. And I know you hate guessing, but this one should make sense.
okay, give me an artist.
I can't because it's gonna give it away 100%.
Is it Zaywalk?
No, it's not. It's fucking Baby Bat, or it's Frankie J's.
It's
song.
Frankie.
It's fucking.
I didn't know you're into Latino music.
No, it's literally the fucking song for the sketch. I played it so many times.
Oh, I
That's
wish
one
we
of
had
us
that
like,
loaded up
hey,
real quick.
this is your favorite song now. I'm like, no, it's not.
I mean, it's a good one.
It's a good song, and now that song has a different layer of like attachment to it.
When you guys were working on it, like how many times did you have to play it over and over?
I
and
played
over
it probably
again?
like within that week span. I probably played it like 50 to 60 times, like
Yeah.
easy. I wouldn't be surprised if I hit 100 that
I
week.
feel that when I edit like my buddy's music videos, like I don't feel like I listened to the song when I'm editing until like I actually listened to it when they played it in the car, and I'm just like singing every line. I'm like, how do I know this so well?
For me, it's a little different because, you know, obviously I come from a dance background, and it's like when you're making choreography and you're
you have
trying
to remember the lines.
you have not necessarily remember the lines, but you're just like you're so used to like developing the choreography to the music where
Right.
you like for at least this is how I work. I know a lot of people are different. I study the shit out of the song that I'm working with. If I give myself an appropriate amount of time, I will literally spend like a week just like I call it researching the song. I would just spend a week just like on my off time or whenever I can fit it in. I'm just hearing the song, breaking down these are the beats. This is how like what the beat progression is. This is what the snares can potentially be into and stuff like that. This is the lyrics and stuff like that. So that's kind of like music theory stuff. So that's where like that listening to that song just 100 times, I was used to that because I'm kind of used to being put in the ringer, and it kicked my ass. But in some other things, some asses that we kind of want to see kicked, you know, kind of going to less of our personal news. You know, you want to see some more timely stuff. Logan Paul versus Mayweather is this fucking Sunday.
Yeah,
It is
and
this
like I
Sunday.
don't know if like I should be as hyped as I am, but I'm pretty fucking hyped. You know, I want to see this. I want to see like the dumb get knocked out of that guy, bro. Logan. You know, honestly, like a lot of fuck shit got involved. But like I'm a little shook because it's been a while since Mayweather fought, and he is old and he is so much shorter. You know. So, you know, but he does know how to strike. He has all that history. He knows how to juggle. He knows how to dance. He knows how to, like, not let you get in his head.
I mean, so I kind of want to, like, contend against that. Because, A, Mayweather has fought a lot of people who's bigger than he is many, many times throughout his career. Most notably from his recent fights is Canelo, which is the premier boxer in boxing right now. But also, I forget if you showed me or if Malcolm showed me, was the exhibition match he did last year against a kickboxer and fucking wiped the floor with the guy.
Yeah, but like that kickboxer, it was an exhibition match, and he was like shorter than Mayweather. Mayweather is short.
But still, kickboxer who is going into the prime of his career, who's a champion, you know, he's athletic, he trains as a fighter consistently. And mind you, Logan Paul's camp, as much as I don't like the guy, as much as I don't fuck with what he does, his camp has actually been running really well in terms of training. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
They have been consistent, and he has his little brother who's like actually like really gifted at boxing, kind of coaching him along the way. Yeah, not Logan, Jake. Jake is actually like he's hasn't lost, unlike Logan who hasn't won. You know, like people are actually starting to give respect to Jake. Like,
damn, I know
but
that.
he did some fuck shit on the
So now he won't have his brother in his corner. So you know we'll see the situation. Well, which mind you, we're talking like Mayweather needs a handicap. Right. So now it's like, okay, we all know Mayweather is going to win, should win, unless there's some massive fuckery.
There's also, I think they said there's no winners. It's a match for no winners.
I mean, it's an exhibition match. It's always like that.
Just knockouts and stuff. So
yeah, but you know,
winners.
if Logan Paul gets knocked out 8 different times, we almost say Mayweather won a couple rounds. And Logan Paul keeps going down, he's gonna be like that fucking
I started to look into that. The no winners are being exhibitions winners.
Well, remember Mike Tyson also did that too.
It was a draw though.
Yeah, but like that was kind of the thing.
That was like the rules of the game.
A lot of these show money matches are kind of leading into that because you know it's trying to defend the person who is the legitimate sports combatant, you know. Because I'm just saying, just in case it goes into other ones, like they're trying to protect their record probably by not making it a sanctioned match, and not trying to do like a win-loss thing. But again, if Logan Paul keeps getting his fucking ass brought to the ground, we all know who won the motherfucking match. So now I'm interested. We know Mayweather is going to win, should win, and if he doesn't show like the offense that we're expecting, it's gonna be like a controversy. But let's say there's no controversy. Let's say, you know, there's no bullshit. What are your bets? What round he's going down? If it's round 1, what minute do you think it's going to be in the last 30 seconds of the first round? First minute of the first round?
I
we
think
getting
the
here?
first thing Mayweather's wanting to do is to exhaust him. Is to get close, pull back. Get close, pull back. Because he has the speed to avoid his long reach. But he does have a very long reach. And one hit from that reach could drop Mayweather. But Mayweather is one of the quickest people ever. So,
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not too worried about that. So I think like what he, he beat Pacquiao. So like I think like Mayweather's like goal, beginning to end, he won't really show it as much until he sees improvement around the 4th round or 3rd round. Is just to tire Logan out, tire those long arms. Bro has like long orangutan arms, bro. Logan Paul, like all his limbs are just fucking long.
He can tie your shoe while standing up.
Exactly.
Tests his limbs, throws him.
So like I've been watching his camp videos and like his punches are pretty good. You know, they're not like the most impressive, but they look like they're fucking strong, right? But that looks exhausting. Every strike looks exhausting for someone that height. So all Mayweather really has to do in the beginning is punk him, get in his head, stretch him out, cause some jokes. Like, you know, get Logan to come at him constantly just so he can keep just going, like, moving away from those arms. And, like, his strikes are hard, but they're slower compared to most of the people.
Yeah.
Or if all the people that Mayweather has fought, you know.
Because,
so.
again, Logan Paul has not been boxing for as many years as the fighters that Mayweather has. And it's like, even though if Logan Paul is talented, because I will give him some credit, he is a talented fucking boxer. Even a lot of sports announcers, a lot of the judges, a lot of people saying, like, wow, this kid actually, if he went in a lot sooner, could have been, like, a legitimate boxing run, like a legitimate
he's
boxing
like, what,
run.
like 30, 31?
No,
like that?
I think he's like in his like late 20s, honestly.
Logan?
Yeah. So for him to get in so late, like, you know, there is kind of a muscle difference and everything. Like his body is not as adjusted to striking as much as possible. But you do bring a good point. And also, I do want to say something real quick because Malcolm brought up the fact that, you know, what if he detaches his arms? The first thing that popped in my head is the Toy Story scene where Woody takes Buzz's leg and slaps him across the face with it. I slapped you with your own hand. What you gonna do about it? But yeah, so it's be interesting to see how Logan Paul interacts with Mayweather, knowing recently how strong Mayweather can hit, and Mayweather interacts with Logan Paul, knowing that he is a taller competitor. If he lands one haymaker, regardless of how much skill you have, Logan Paul got some meat on his bones, man. The boy is built like a fucking truck. So that shit's gonna hit. And Mayweather, you know, he fucking take it with the best of them. But like one heavy haymaker from like what is probably gonna be a heavyweight in terms of like weight differences, like that could make a serious factor. So I'm real interested. I would like to see him go down in the second round. I want last 30 seconds in second round. I feel like Mayweather like will test him the first round, get a lot of good hits in the second round just after seeing like, okay, what is this kid capable of? And then when he hears that fucking, he's gonna go in. I would hope to see that. I know Mayweather isn't a person to go in, but he is a showboat, and this is like.
I feel like the second round will be the earliest it happens if Logan doesn't fuck it up for himself.
That's very
like,
true.
Kind of like KSI. KSI was dropping himself pretty much just because of like, you know, inexperience, you know?
Yeah.
So I think like in the beginning of Logan Paul is going to be because of inexperience, not because necessarily Mayweather dropping him. Because Mayweather, he is famous for his glass hands, you know?
Yeah.
So like his striking power in one punch isn't the strongest thing, but it's his aim and it's constant like poking at that button. That's where he starts to become a monster.
He is one of the best of all time. Whether you like his fighting style or not, he is the best, one of the best of all time.
I'm still surprised that I don't really see anybody like copying his role. Like I don't know if maybe they don't want to jock him, but that's still one of the most revolutionary like pieces of fighting like moves.
I think
people have that he discovered pretty much, and no one's really using it.
It could be because it is so defensive of a thing. Because you know, like I hear this because you know I follow a shit ton of esports, and there's like this constant thing that's brought up, like, especially in League of Legends, specifically AD carries. I'm getting very specific of like people want to show that they are the best. They want to show off that they are the best, and they don't want to play the supportive roles. They don't want to play the defensive characters because they want to play, you know, the flashy, showboaty, highlight reel kind
Yeah,
people.
they want to be the one on the biggest banner.
Yeah, and Mayweather, you know, he is Mayweather Jr., so that banner was guaranteed. And so him being able to be such a defensive fighter,
It's crazy. People don't even know about his dad or his uncle. They don't even
Yeah.
know he's a junior anymore. He is Mayweather.
he is
now.
the Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like his original stepping stones, he was junior, so he allowed
Uh-huh.
kind of some of that leeway to become the defensive, possibly the greatest of all time defensive boxer that has ever existed.
Largely in part of his dad. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so it's like, I feel like that's why a lot of other boxers don't really kind of mimic that, because they want to be the highlight reel, because they have to. They don't have
Yeah.
that kind of edge or that lineage. to kinda fall
Exactly,
back
like
onto.
Canelo, you know, he had his eldest brother like bring him into it. When he was
Mhm.
like a really young teenager with like really nothing going on, and he fucking
And now he might be the greatest Mexican boxer to ever live.
yeah, he's probably right now the greatest boxer right now. You know.
Yeah. So Malcolm, now what's your prediction for the Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight? I've gone through more of this and quicker than I expected to.
I feel like, well, given Mayweather's background, you know, he can easily like finish this.
Yeah.
But
Definitely,
it's
definitely.
an exhibition match for money, so like the longer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it goes, the more money he technically makes, or
That is kind of
you know,
true.
the more, you know, entertaining it is for the viewers to watch, so that they can do another exhibition match or
Mhm.
something. You know, it's business also behind that. So like in this case, it's an exhibition. It's not more of a I'm gonna fuck this kid up. It's more like, what can I do to make it entertaining so I can make 100 mil?
Are you saying they're gonna stretch it for a part 2?
They
You know,
might. It's a
Yeah,
possibility.
That's a great
because
possibility.
Here's the thing: if they give the audience a good show,
Yeah. of
both
course.
parties make enough money to be good for a cool minute. And Mayweather said it a couple times on his Instagram that this is an easy 100 mil.
Yeah.
So, like, if they could
Not
stretch
bad.
it, yeah, if they could stretch it out or do something that could make something entertaining more, they might as well do that and get more money out of it than, you know, just finishing this match and being over with. So I feel like it's more of a what's gonna be fun, you know,
Yeah.
kind of shit. It's like what's gonna get the people going, what's gonna bring people back for more kind of stuff, or what can we do to like make more money out of this? Because it's more of a money making match.
Yeah, it
if you
really
think
is.
about it, yeah.
And you know, you bring him a good point too, because like, let's say, you know, I know most people are think, oh yeah, Mayweather's gonna knock him out in the first round. But you know, Twitter, fucking Instagram, fucking Yahoo Messenger and shit. When people say, "Oh, Logan Paul got to the third round," they got to the fourth round. Then that's when like people are like, wait a minute, he's still surviving this fucking thing, and then more views can potentially jump in. Like, wait, does Logan Paul actually have a chance to knock Mayweather out?
Yeah.
And so I never
Something
thought
about
about
the
that.
zeitgeist is so powerful.
Yeah, so I think kind of actually dragging it out, Mayweather may be inclined to do that because, like you said, it draws more eyes. There's more of a possibility for it to not be the expected result.
All right, I got a top flight.
Okay.
Hit it. Probably not. So, as far as like boxing goes, right now, all the greatest athletes, the biggest athletes in the boxing or just fighting community,
Yeah.
they're not really stoked about this whole celebrity exhibition fucking culture that just blew up out of nowhere, right? But we're there, and it's only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's no stopping it at this point,
Yeah.
right? So, top flight, I want to hear your personal, like, what would you hope to be, to like see as an exhibition fight between, you know, it could be a rapper against a celebrity or whatever. The mix doesn't matter so long as they're like an A-list level, you know, individual.
I have one immediately off the bat.
Okay.
Kanye, Jay-Z.
Damn.
I want to see the beef smash.
We can't even touch that one. That's
You
not
like?
fair.
I know. I'm saying like that is the one. That is the one.
That
like
is the one.
because like you know Kanye be talking a lot of spicy shit and whatnot about money situation and everything. Jay-Z was like, man, I brought you in there like you really gonna do me like this kind of stuff. But at the same time, you know like. I know it really won't squash it, and it probably will be like one of the saddest fights to ever watch.
Yeah, honestly, I would probably be hurt walking away from me.
No one wins, not even the audience.
No.
But it's like I want to see like.
Even if Kanye wins, he'll leave crying, bro.
Yeah. I want to see it. Just like, you know, what is this, like the big brother versus the little brother who like just got that fucking dysfunctional family tie into it too. It's like I kind of want to see it, like
That's crazy.
all that beef get hashed out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my number one draft pick. Kanye, Jay-Z, got to be that one.
Alright. Mine's like, I feel like it's a rock against the hard place, you know? Or a hard place for that matter.
Oh,
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson versus Kevin Hart. Okay, everyone's like, all right, The Rock is like The Rock, The Rock, you know? But Kevin Hart is spry. He's quick. He's clever, you know? Like, he'll be like, hey, big doofus giant, come here, come punch me. And then he'll juke. Little did The Rock know there was a pole behind Kevin Hart, broken hand. Little by little, you know, he's just wearing him down. Like, I could see that fight going down.
it's
Kevin
like
Hart
a whole
actually...
ass comedy bit. Fucking Kevin Hart's playing in Toontown while fucking The Rock is fighting wrestling.
Kevin just jumping through little like holes, coming out the other end, slaps him in the face, goes back to the hole.
There's like, all right, you two shake hands. He has like the electric buzzer inside there too, just to fuck with The Rock.
Whack-a-mole, but real life.
It's gonna be very reminiscent of when we're playing It Takes Two. We're playing the whack-a-mole game. We're just putting a
Yeah.
whole bunch of dodges as much as possible.
If you guys don't know, like it's think of whack-a-mole, right? And like one of us has to be inside the hole, and the other one has to have the hammer, and you have 9 holes. It's not easy to try to predict where the fuck he's gonna come out of, so I can bash him in the head. And he like comes out, he does like a taunt, shows his booty at me, shakes it. I miss. I'm getting more stressed, and it's just like I don't fucking like this.
And then there's sometimes where I get in a roll, I'm like, all right, I got 1 point. Then I got like 7 points in a roll. It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Very much
Play
recommended.
that game. Play it with you. Play it with whoever. Just find someone to play
your
with.
mama, your aunts, your papas, your siblings.
Exactly.
I can't wait till you see the Hell Tower. Best part of the game.
That broke me inside. Okay.
You bodied it the second time. Though.
Yeah, I got it the second time. My second round draft pick, that would have to be, it's actually kind of like a very, okay, no, I want to see this. You may not expect this one, but I want to see a duke out between the oldest motherfuckers we have. I want to see Bernie Sanders go against Grandpa Joe. Fucking just go for it. Say, you motherfucker, you stole my election.
And like, I can't wait till like someone makes a move out of Bernie's finger. He always has that finger up, and if they can make some specialty move with that finger, like I'm all for it.
And I
I'm
feel
all
like
for it.
Bernie is like he's a New York man. I feel like he would be very bitey too if he needed to be.
Oh yeah, honestly, like just to see how like spry and like he'll take the punches back in like all the like the great shit he was doing when he was younger.
Heck
like
yeah.
all the police footage you see, like bro, like he gets down and dirty.
Yeah,
you know?
even the
He's
last
not afraid of
election
no
cycle,
shit.
he has a fucking heart attack. Shows up a week later. I'm better back than I used to be, man. I'm sprier than I have been the last 10 years.
It's just, like fucking Bernie's pulling up with his like hunched shoulders, like with like fucking like with like a whole ass boxing gear set up, and then like you know Sleepy Joe comes up with his chocolate chip ice cream that he got blew up in TikTok for no reason.
That's so weird.
Like that was the press. They swarmed him. He was buying ice cream, and they're like, "Mr. President, what flavor did you get?" Chocolate chip. The whole press. Ah! Everyone got so excited about that. Like they started applauding. I'm like, what the?
He did it for the culture.
He's just like us. He eats ice cream.
I feel like that'd be a funny fucking match to watch. Like it would be another very sad one to watch, but for a whole different reasons. But at the same time, I would not stop laughing the
I
entire
would
time.
not stop laughing. Just like a cane versus another cane, you know, like which brand of tennis ball is gonna win?
No. Reset the stipulation. Fucking Bernie Sanders versus Joe Biden, Hell in a Cell match. We doing it. They in Hell in a
They
Cell.
gotta start off on top of the cage too.
Oh, they have to because then they have to figure out a way down. Imagine that. Fucking
Even if you win, you ain't winning.
they don't win the match. You just gotta get down. Oh, that would be fucking hysterical. Yes, that's my number 2.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, for sure. All right, my number 2 I want to see Fat Joe versus E40. Alright, I grew up playing Def Jam and Def Jam Icon, alright? That kind of shit was dope as fuck. And like, those old heads were in those games, and they're still killing it today.
Yeah.
They are still very much fucking like your favorite rappers, like that's them. And they were in those games back in the day, right?
That's very true.
So like to see them, I want to see them juke it out, and like it'd be cool if they had their own assists, like E40, like like his assist would be Too Short, and then Fat Joe, his assist would be DJ Khaled. Like I think that'd be pretty fucking cool. Terror Squad, the Bay, bitch. Like, let's get it.
I can see that. Oh, dude, I miss those Def Jam fucking beat 'em up games, man.
I don't know why we haven't got a new one or a remaster. I guess licensing isn't as easy as it used to be back then for music. Bless you. But like, we need that, Like, we need that.
Especially with how many rappers there are today that can really be like fill out that whole entire roster.
And every rapper has a beef with another rapper.
Heck yeah.
Imagine 6ix9ine.
Dude, it's just people beating on
Yo,
him.
I feel like his finishing move, who just like, how they have like this crowd audience, around Def Jam shit. So his finishing move, the crowd will like spread out and a bunch of rats. Just attack you.
They just start going up people's like chains and shit.
And then he's on a car. Hit it with the fucking and then it's just going at you like that's his finisher right there.
That's fucking funny, dude. Okay, so kind of going to the rapper theme. Actually, okay, this would be I would think it'd be a dope match actually to watch. He's to duke it out. Busta Rhymes, Killer Mike. Those two. Busta Rhymes has the muscle build, but Killer Mike has the weight to him too. It's like a heavyweight boxer. It's like Killer Mike's like Butterbean, man.
No, Killer Mike's been training. He lost a lot of weight, and now his muscles are like crazy.
Yeah, and like you don't see it as much as you would see Busta Rhymes because he's muscular fat.
Yeah.
But man, I would love to see those behemoths just fucking go at it, dude.
And fucking Killer Mike's a fucking thug. He had no problem trying to fuck you up, bro.
Heck yeah, it is Busta Rhymes, dude.
Other than music videos, though, I don't really know what he's done.
Nah, I mean, like, he grew up in a pretty fucked up area.
Yeah?
So it's like, the homeboy knows how to fucking fight. And, like,
Busta Rhymes will bust you up.
Heck yeah.
I remember the day I saw, like, one of his music videos. And, like, he was always known for his dreads. And then, like, the whole first 30 seconds to a minute of the music video, no music was playing. It was, like, a world premiere on MTV or some shit. He's like going to, like, the bathroom. He's being low-key about it. And then he starts to snip his dreads, and I'm like, oh. And then he buzzes it all off, and I was like, oh. Like, that changes the entire image. Like, that shit was crazy. I did not expect that.
That shit's crazy, man. But, hey, he didn't need those dreads. Same with Denzel Curry, man. They get past it.
The thing is, if we were to get a Def Jam icon, a lot of these older rappers now have all these, like, different costume outfits you can unlock.
That's true,
There's been so
man.
many changes of style.
Alright, I'm probably giving you, like, a free out. The character I would love to see the most and how many different costume changes they would have to be T-Pain, dude. T-Pain, all the different generations of T-Pain's costumes would be fucking hysterical. Cause you got the Jester one with his big ass fucking top hat.
I want to see what he could do with that shit.
And everything.
I want to see what he could do because he looked like he has like that character should have the cane and he will fuck you up with that cane like Finn style. Like
I feel like he would do
Now
that.
that you say that, now imagine an exhibition of T-Pain versus 3 Stacks.
Ooh.
And every round they have to change their outfit.
Ooh.
I feel like they'll do that anyway.
right.
You know,
I'll whoop your ass. I'll be back.
Where did the football pads come from?
Why is his hair so silky all of a sudden?
How did he cut his hair so fast?
Crispy.
That would be a dope one, dude. Just the melodies that would be going on too while that's happening. That'd be fucking amazing. You know what I think about it? Has T-Pain and Andre 3000 ever been on the track together?
No.
Why? How have we not fucking had that?
That's true.
Two of like the biggest hit icons that you could have never made a song together. That is actually kind of insane.
I'm really trying to like think back on it.
Alright, we'll do some research after this fact.
We'll do some research.
We'll do some research. But if not, that's a fucking shame, dude. T-Pain and Andre 3000 should definitely
Imagine
work together.
like the collaboration artwork and shit that would come out of that'd be fucking insane.
That'd be like the most. I feel like both of them be like, this guy's letting me just go as full throttle as I want with this. I would be actually super sick. All right, that's kind of a conversation.
You know, like T-Pain's are considered the ring jester. Like, what would 3 Stacks be?
3 Stacks? Oh shit. I mean, the first thing that comes up to mind is, you know, Jordan or King Michael Key's rendition of him. Just kind of like this weird kind of elf-like kind of character. Yeah, it's a sketch where he was making fun of Andre 3000, how eclectic he was. He's going to Starbucks, fucking getting his Starbucks drinks in a vase in like a certain color.
With the flower in it and shit.
It's fucking hysterical.
It's amazing. It's like, damn, I told you stop. We need to stop this. It's like, nah.
That shit was fucking funny.
Put it on my tab.
That's a good question though. I would not know how to think what would be the classification for Andre 3000, except for like.
Because he wouldn't be able to classify T-Pain unless he like announced himself.
And like
term,
that's the thing. I feel like that is Andre 3000's tagline. We're like, you know, T-Pain would be the ring jester. Where Andre 3000, it's like the unclassified one. Because you really can't put this man in a genre. Like that's been in the conversation with Andre 3000. You can never put this man in a genre in any situation because he'll show up in a random different track and blow your mind away. Like he sounds experienced at this BPM. He sounds experienced with this fucking melody and type of stuff like that. We went way off track. We went on a little tangent right there. But hey, hip hop, that's kind of our bread and butter.
True.
Do you have anyone else that would kind of round off your headcanon casting of who should fight one another? Or if you need some time, Malcolm. Who would be your one-on-one? Who would you want to see?
This is an odd choice, but like if y'all watched a lot of martial arts movies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Michael J. White, he's a black martial artist. And Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, like prime Steven Seagal, or okay,
prime Steven Seagal, like when he was doing Aikido.
Yeah, because Steven Seagal was actually like really well trained for a while.
Yeah,
but now, man, like
he still trains people in Aikido,
but
he just doesn't.
He doesn't really do it though. He's like, I can stop you, blah, hit me, ha. See, I let you hit me. Man, Steven Seagal, he did not age well. But the man in his prime though was one of the lethal motherfuckers, man.
But he was like never impressive to me. He was always kind of like boring. Cause when he fought like Michael Myers killed. It's just like
yeah.
And so
yeah.
when Steven Seagal fights,
It's the thing is in his movies, yeah, it acted, but if you saw him actually
he was
training
actually
in a dojo and doing his shit, like
he was
on
really
point.
technical fighter.
Like, he actually knew what he had, like a school that he trained.
he's big enough to
people in.
submit most people like nothing. So
Yeah, and the people who came out of his school that he taught are like martial artists. Like they're black belts. They hold like fucking, medals and stuff. Like he's trained good people. Like yeah, he doesn't seem like it in his movies, but when he actually put his skills to the test, he will kill someone. And it's you feel me? So like,
Wait. What did it say? Was it that He Menu thing?
I think it was the He-Man thing.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll give it a second. All right, Malcolm, you're still on camera though.
hey.
All right, come on. Okay, so we just experienced some technical difficulties. Our camera overheated because it's summer, like a motherfucker. But we still are maintaining the show. That actually sounds super fucking dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a really dope mix of kind of situations. Our camera's back, so we are gonna try and go back to the camera, and hopefully it doesn't overheat in the next couple minutes. Follow us. Follow us. I'm sorry, Malcolm. I dropped your wallet. But no, I think those are some dope fantasy fucking castings.
How did we get here so fast?
Yeah,
Incredible.
It's like as if we're like instant transmission, man. We're
like Goku.
So some other news that it's not really sports related, but comes some new video game news has been announced. We saw some pictures from the Borderlands movies. It's just silhouettes, but admittedly speaking, they are pretty fucking accurate to what the characters look like, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think that's a great thing because when I was reading the casting, I was like, it looks like they're actually trying to be like really faithful to the game and like the craziness about it, you know? Like they weren't like trying to make it like, how can we make a Hollywood script out of it? Like just the casting makes me so comfortable.
Yeah, the casting makes me really comfortable. And just again, kind of seeing those silhouettes, like, okay, they're gonna get like really like those silhouettes have to be like really ridiculous looking. Like that just kind of it's like it just has to be. And that's why I was also kind of like, all right, I'm kind of down with this. Because even if it's super like, if they lean super heavy cheesy, like that's, I feel like that could be like a really good benefit for them. Because
after the randomness of Jumanji, like if you were to ask me like maybe 5 years ago, I'd be like, I don't see this movie being possible.
Heck
but, like,
yeah.
after it was like Jumanji, like, and I was like, no, like this. With those writers and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know,
if you
like,
would have told me, I would have really enjoyed Nick Jonas being in the Jumanji movie,
right?
And him actually being a really like investing character,
and then actually being excited when I saw him in the sequel.
Yeah, I would fucking hit the shit out of you, man.
Right?
I'll be burning you up.
I'm gonna send you back to the year 3000.
And that is
changed.
all of the titles we can use, because that's all I have.
I was literally like going through my head, pick out one, and like try to find the joke as fast as you can, and succeeded.
But yeah, like I'm really excited. It seems like it's gonna be really wonky, but I think that's the best thing, because again, like Borderlands is ridiculous. Borderlands is not a serious fucking series.
Yeah.
And if they went that route, if they went, this is the Hollywood blockbuster, Borderlands the movie. Fuck that noise, man. I want to see Tiny Tina be doing some ridiculous shit. I want Claptrap to be doing some stupid fucking shit, man.
And the cool thing is, like, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, like, sure, there are some things that have to be, like, that flow through the whole story, but for the most part, like, 1 can kind of exist without 2 and so forth. Like, they kind of have their own, like
individuality.
Well, that, you know, for sure, because of multiple characters, for sure, you're right. But I think just, like, the mission at hand is just so, like, obscure, crazy, and different every single time where, you know, like, you don't have to, like, think, like, how can we, like, stretch this? This is, you know, like, how can we stretch space?
With so many different options to pick from, they can really do whatever they want.
They can
with the
even
script.
introduce Handsome Jack in the beginning just because Handsome Jack was part of the beginning of the first Borderlands.
And they don't even need to really explain.
Right?
Yeah, like, hey, he's a clone. Like, alright, I buy it.
Exactly. But everyone who played Borderlands would be like, yo, this is it.
That makes sense.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
They like, alright, cool.
They could really do a lot with that shit, like, honestly.
That's so funny about Borderlands. There's very few IPs who are allowed to get away with like
anything.
With anything. You can write like a shit story, but like everything going for it is so much better than the story, where it's like it's kind of makes the story even cooler, you know?
Yeah, so like, you know, super excited to see what's going on with her. And I'm really, you know, hoping that we get the best of it. And speaking of, you know, waiting for something in hopes to get the best possible product, unfortunately, but also I'm kind of happy about it too, God of War Ragnarok got delayed to 2022. And as I've mentioned many times before on this podcast, it is no secret that it is probably my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And if it's not my favorite, it is definitely in the top 5. But damn, for how much I talk about this game, for how much I, you know, jerk this game off. Essentially.
It's funny because like you say that, but like every single time, like when we lived together and I'd come home and you were playing the game, like I didn't see like a single ounce of joy or happiness or a spark or a glimmer in your eye. It was just yelling, anger, red-skinned.
That's
like,
what God of War makes you feel.
That's the thing.
That's what it does to you.
Right. And I understand, but I just find the juxtaposition between like what normally brings people happiness and like this game.
Well, it's like you know, people really love this like the Demon Souls, Dark Souls series because how challenging it is. For me, it's like God of War was such a great game because of the story. Oh my god, that story. That story actually like really fucking hit me super hard. Like
I came in on the credits when he was talking to this. I was like, eventually, maybe a couple years, but I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna run to the other room.
Like this, the story for even how old the game is, like it is still one of the best stories told.
Jesus.
It is still one of the
We're-
best.
we're overheating
We are
again.
giving you a goddamn podcast, all right? It is one of the best stories told in gaming, in my opinion. Like, again, top 5 at the very least.
What do you look like with glasses?
I haven't
Random
seen more
moment of the
glasses
day.
in a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
do
while.
know what you look like.
We do know what it looks like. It's just been a while.
Yes, it has.
But again, it's like, it's just that game. I've never been so tested in a way that I felt like it was fair.
Mhm.
Like every part of that game is so challenging. Every decision you make in combat, it is your decision to make. I've never felt like the game mechanics were fighting against me. I never felt like how the game was designed was fighting against me. I never felt like it was poor game design. Every time I died, I made a mistake, and I always felt that way. And I think that's the reason why this game, to me, even though how much rage it induced to me, I've never been challenged to that degree, to that level, and it feel like it was me versus the game the entire time. Versus like the game is actually just not built correctly, or there's some mechanics that
Right.
are built for the sheer purpose of it just being difficult and to one shot you. There was like so many different things where I knew I was getting myself into a fight where I was under leveled, but I could win if I fought it appropriately.
Right.
And that kind of stuff. So that's why like this game.
Do you think like Kingdom Hearts 1 brought that like gamerness out of you? Because the post game for the first game, at least, like that was like the first time I experienced like a gut wrenching, hair pulling gameplay. You know.
When I think about it, yes, because the Sephiroth fight, I remember I spent so much time in the first game trying to beat it, and I never could. And I haven't gone back to it to try and beat it, and I feel like I can, but at the same time, it's like it's one of those games that you could feel it's so old
Yeah.
when you're playing it because of how the reactions and stuff like that, and the animations and everything. But I know for sure the second game, that's when I think I started switching over to, instead of just playing it for the story, just for the sake of it, like I really wanted to play for the challenge because that's when I started doing everything on Pride mode. Everything was on hard, difficult, legendary. That's when that started to begin. And I remember when I first beat Sephiroth. In Kingdom Hearts 2. And that was just a momentous occasion for me because it's like, I finally beat the one-wing angel. Man.
Yeah.
And it's like, although I did it on easy, I will not lie, I will release that information. I beat it on easy. The amount of effort it took, that really did change my mindset in games. I think that was really the big shift where it's like, if I feel like I'm not competing, if I feel like I'm not getting this challenge, I'm not as interested, I'm not as invested. So that's where a lot of these games are really kind of losing my attention now.
Yeah, I see. For me, like I'm the one who likes the story. I like the puzzle where I can just like stroll across like the world looking for things. Like I like I'm going to a mission. That looks interesting. It's probably not even like a side quest. It just looks interesting. I'm gonna just do that and just jump around for a little while and just like like carry my time like that. Like I'm such like a different gamer than you, which is hilarious. But we still like when we come across like similar games that we both enjoy, like Smash Brothers. Like even though you're more of the aggressor, like we with that game at least, like we could still like tag each other like toe to toe, which is hilarious.
And it's funny because I just thought I actually just kind of have this thought right now. What I realize is that with games, you're saying you play it to enjoy the story and stuff like that, and like I do it very much to enjoy the story too. And what I just kind of realized right now, just thinking about it, was that a lot of the games that I really enjoy, it's this character who is fighting against the world, who is going against these trials and tribulations that are for most considered impossible. So in order for me like to play in these super hard modes, although I don't get the story as it's kind of intended and it's pacing wise, because I feel like I'm fighting against the world, I kind of connect more with the character too, because like they're fighting against the world and I feel it because of how difficult it is to me to really actually get through those.
That's crazy,
parts of
bro. Again, that's another like difference. Like I like games where there's an ensemble and like sure I expect to be alone because that's video games, but like I like the ones where I know like eventually someone's gonna come assist me and hang out with me for a little while, even though they're a little robot character, like it brings me company when there's a bunch of zombies and I just feel a lot more safe you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I like
No.
to have ensembles and shit around.
Ensembles are cool, but actually no. The only thing about it, a lot of my favorite games of all time, it is kind of a solo mission.
Mhm.
It is kind of a solo mission to get through it, or like a very close knit group that doesn't really get a lot of extra bits and pieces.
See, like, my favorites are, like, I mean, they're yours too, but, like, my definitive favorites are, like, Mass Effect and Kingdom Hearts. You know,
Yeah.
like, large cast and, like, a lot of, like, everyone
Mhm.
just struggling and working and achieving together, like, and then, like, the love and the friendship and, like, you're my best friend, I'm gonna travel the world with you. Like, all that shit is cool, you know?
But with that being said, I feel like this is a great place to kind of end it. We went a lot of sports talk.
Yeah, I'm really sweaty. I want to turn on the
Yeah,
fan and open
yeah.
the window now.
Kind of mentioning, burning up. We were kind of burning up, especially our cameras. So with that, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Enjoy the Buzz. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Well, like we said, we are giving you a fucking podcast.
Until next time.
Until next time.